What's the law on what you can and cannot say on a billboard? I assume you can't say nothing defamatory and you can't say fuck, piss, or cunt. That right?
Or anus?
I think I'll be all right then.
I guess you're Angela Hayes' mother.
That's right. I'm Angela Hayes' mother.
So, Mildred Hayes, why did you put up these billboards?
My daughter Angela was murdered 7 months ago. It seems to me the police department is too busy torturing black folks to solve actual crime.
The hell is this?
Dixon, I'm in the middle of my goddamn Easter dinner.
Sorry, kids.
I know, Chief, but I think we got kind of a problem.
Sunshine beating on a good time.
I'd do anything to catch your daughter's killer. I don't think those billboards is very fair.
Oh my goodness. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. How's it going, everybody? This is Elias with the Lucky Dog Podcast. I had to think about that for a second because it's getting a little late around here. Here on the East Coast. It's just me today. I've been watching so many movies I haven't been able to catch up with everybody. So we're going to talk about 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. A mother personally challenges the local authorities to solve her daughter's murder when they fail to catch the culprit. So 3 billboards. I'm just going to call it that because that's a long ass title. Holy shit! I wish I had seen her. Why didn't I get to see it in the theaters? I'll tell you why. Because my theater only has big blockbusters and it doesn't support small indies like these. Like this. Martin McDonough is the director and writer, and he brings the fire. I think this guy's a really big up and coming. I know that he's had several other hits under his belt, and called In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths, and I was blown away by 3 billboards. I felt like I had been dropped into Ebbing, Missouri, and I was following the life of Frances McDormand, and her name's Mildred, and the premise of the movie is relatively dark. Something happens to her daughter, and so you kind of pick up from where after that happens, and the reactions of people after it's happened. And so she wants justice, and she is stone cold Steve Austin. She's real. She's real. She's bringing the heat, and she's been through some shit. She's been through a lot of shit, and she's not taking any shit. And I don't really want to give away too much about the premise, because I don't believe that this movie can be spoiled too much. It's more or less about going along for the ride. It's not so much. Don't think about plot too much. It's much more, just go along, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I really did. I can see a sliver of people that see this just not being too happy, just because it doesn't really follow the format of regular movies, I would say. But that I don't think it hurts it at all. I think that Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson, and Sam Rockwell all brought the fire, and even the side characters, as Peter Dinklage is in this, Tyrion from Game of Thrones, and Caleb Landry Jones, which is Willem Dafoe's son, I believe. And I've never seen Caleb Landry Jones was the crazy son in Get Out, and seeing him in this makes him look like an actual individual. I've only seen Caleb Landry Jones act crazy, and so seeing him act like a half decent person is really refreshing for once. It is really refreshing. But the movie's really good, and I say it's self-aware. It definitely has some racial prejudices that it's trying to fight along. I'm not really sure if it's trying to solve those prejudices a lot, and which I think a lot of people think that it's trying to address them. I think it's just trying to point them out. Just say, hey, people are racist, people are sexist, people are homophobic, people are this, that, and the other. Not get over, not trying to make light of it. It just say there is. Not, she's not really there trying to make anyone a better person, and they aren't either, but you're just seeing them evolve. These people evolve. And so, I think that's what's one of the more fascinating things about it. I mean, yes, there's a racist cop in there. No, he does not get his comeuppance. It's that simple. That's what the kind of movie it is. I would say he doesn't get his comeuppance in correlation to to how he treats people. The karma aspect is pretty prevalent in movies and culture and media and culture and stuff like that. So this is one of the movies that kind of, it doesn't say there's so much thing as karma. It just says there is life, and that's what it seems to be pointing at. And I kind of like that. No, I don't like the racism, homophobia, and all the terrible things these people are doing, but I like that people are addressing it, and you don't necessarily always have to try to make everyone to please everybody, And so I think that Mark McDonough is addressing that using three billboards. And so don't go in expecting, the regular movie you would probably see formatted. But the combination of the plot, the tone, the comedy, it is dark, but the comedy really balances it. It works for me on so many different levels that I can't even explain it. It's probably top 5 of 2017 for me. I'm probably gonna leave it up there with that. But Woody Harrelson, you've never seen him he's always great, but he's phenomenal in this, and I think you'll really see him shine. Peter Dinklage, these side characters, Peter Dinklage and Frances McDormand's son, both get I don't say they get a lot of screen time. Peter Dinklage gets maybe 20 minutes here, 20 minutes total or something like that, but what he uses with that time, it's lasting, and he feels like a real person. I really enjoyed having Peter Dinklage on screen, not just because it's Peter Dinklage, but he also brings a normalization of having a smaller individual on screen. I mean, I'll just be straight up. You don't see that often, and a lot of the times, the only time you do is when they're making fun of them or doing something derogatory or negative toward smaller individuals, and it does point out that he is a smaller individual, or I don't know if it's considered dwarf or midget or which one's derogatory. I apologize if someone's listening to this and they're offended by it. I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm more or less trying to go along the preferred lines, but Peter Dinklage is phenomenal in it, and I think he brings a charisma to the movie that's shown in everyone, but it just, with the small time he has, he really uses it. Just as Frances McDormand's son, he is what is his name? Don't remember his name. Lucas Hedges, I believe. I think he was Lucas Hedges. Yes, he was in Lady Bird and Manchester by the Sea, which I have not seen. Manchester and Moonrise Kingdom. Okay, so this guy has been in a lot. He's been in a lot of small indie films is what I call them. Manchester by the Sea, Lady Bird, Three Billboards, Moonrise. These are pretty big movies that have got a lot of critical acclaim. Just a lot of attention to the work he's been in. And I thought he brought a lot. There were a couple scenes I've thought about, the tonal shifts between the comedy and the darkness. I think majority of it works, which it's kind of up to the person's taste who's watching it, to be honest. We'll hop into spoilers a little bit. I originally said I wasn't going to spoil anything, but there's specific things I would like to talk about. There's Frances McDormand's husband shows up at one point, and he essentially throws the table to the wall and tries to choke Frances McDormand, and Robbie, her son, comes up behind him with the knife, and he's, get the fuck off her, like on her, I guess that's his real father's neck, and the father's new younger girlfriend, who's been waiting in the car, walks inside, and it is a little comedic moment or something like that. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, am I walking in on something bad? And there's a knife to this guy's throat, and it turns into somewhat of a comedy sketch or something like that, and it's that was probably the only scene that I'd say just was flat out of the blue for me. I don't know if it worked, but it was there, and it was there for shock value, but also the comedy felt like it was there for shock value as well, to balance it. Because her husband snaps just like that, and it is it's kind of eye-opening, just the way that she was reacting to it, and it's something that the director really flourishes on. There happens to be violent men out there. There happens to be racists. There happens to be, the terrible things gonna happen. That's just kind of seems to be the thing that rides the thesis that this movie rides along. But the Three Billboards ride is nice. It's nice, and I would recommend it. So I think that's about all I have to say about Three Billboards. I just wanted to get that out there before I jumped on another couple hundred hours of media. I feel like if I don't immediately podcast, and I'm gonna forget it, because you seriously consume so much media. If you're someone like me, Netflix has you watching 10-hour series every couple weeks, and then you got movies in between it, and then you got stuff you really want to watch, and then people say, oh, you gotta watch this. Oh, it's so many things. But check out all the other Lucky Dog podcasts on YouTube and SoundCloud and iTunes and Overcast and TuneIn and everywhere else, anywhere your podcasts are available. The Lucky Dog Podcast. If you're going to Twitter us, at LuckyDogPodcast. Find us on all those social medias, all those TuneIn websites, all the good stuff. I just reviewed Black Panther. This was a line of different movies I'm trying to pump out and review real quick over the next few days, just to inform y'all what we've been watching. Just so much media has been coming out, it's hard to keep up. So stay tuned. This was the Three Billboards. So next we should be having I did see the Phantom Thread. I don't think I have an entire podcast to talk about that. I seriously don't. I mean, I could talk about it here. I might talk it. I think I will talk about it in the next one. along with maybe The Shape of Water. We'll do the Phantom Thread and The Shape of Water podcast, and we'll have it all just one wrapped up gift for everybody. It's like a all-in-one deal present podcast for everybody. Yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. If I fucked up, if I sound crazy, just let me know at LuckyDogPodcast on Twitter. Thanks, and have a good one.
3, 2, 1. And as sad as the spectacle of these billboards might be, this reporter, for one, hopes this finally puts an end to the strange saga of the 3 billboards outside.
This doesn't put an end to shit, you fucking retard. This is just a fucking start. Why don't you put that on your Good Morning Missouri fucking wake-up broadcast, bitch?